Hello and welcome to the Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. What do we have this time? It's a Canadian whiskey. It is the Canadian Club Premium, the one that you've seen on the whiskey that everybody used to take from their parents' liquor cabinet when they were younger. Why have we gone so cheap? Unfortunately, I just had to buy flights to Europe for my whole family, and it's not cheap from this part of Canada. So I have decided to cheap out this time around and go for something quite cheap. I think I paid about $7 Canadian or $8 Canadian for this 20 cl bottle. A full-size bottle sells for about 20 Canadian bucks, which is really very, very cheap. I don't know a lot about this. There's almost no information on the packaging other than to say that it's a premium Canadian whiskey and that it is 40% volume. It doesn't have the word rye on there anywhere. I'm not really familiar with the rules on Canadian whiskies, but it doesn't call itself a rye. So it's very cheap. It's sold really as a mixer. You don't see people in a posh restaurant or drinking it out of a Glencairn glass, but this is the way I drink them. So I will give it a go and see where we come out to. I've tried a couple of Canadian whiskies on the channel, a couple from Crown Royal and one from Wiser's. The Crown Royal ones were fine, nice. The Winter Harvest Rye was nice. The standard Crown Royal was perfectly all right. The Wiser's was horrible, and I drank it in the end out of a tin mug with some ginger ale. But let's see how we do with the Canadian Club. Not much better, it must be said. There's a real note of kind of hairspray or hair gel, you know, the gloopy kind of hair gel that you used to get in the 90s, the stuff that's like slime, a big note of that, or maybe hair conditioner. But there's a real rubbing alcohol kind of lacquer or varnish note to it. Quite solventy. It does have smells a bit of correction fluid, what in the UK is called Tipex, in North America whiteout. Quite a strong paint or lacquer or varnish note to it. Definitely some rye in there. But it's young and rough stuff. Kind of bitter herbal parsley kind of note to it. A little bit of spice. The rye is there and it's fine, but it's playing second fiddle to the kind of ethyl alcohol or ethanol notes. Later on, when all of this rough alcohol is burnt off, you get nicer cereal notes, a kind of honey and vanilla pop through later, and a black licorice as well. And much later, there's a kind of tangerine, sweet citrus note. But at the moment, it just smells like Canadian Club. It's a thin mouthfeel, very watery, nutty at the start. You can tell this is a young whiskey. There's just lots of vanilla, a slight kind of rose water note to it, quite a bit of black licorice. The finish over very quickly. Some quite nice cereal rye notes to it. Bit of spice, cloves in particular. Veers off, unfortunately, to a slightly nasty, bitter note, all over very quickly with a kind of a light oak. So this, I'm afraid, is a mixer, not a sipper. And for that reason, I'm afraid it has to go in the tin mug. Best place for it, I'm afraid. Bit of ginger. I won't be drinking this out of a Glencairn. It is a mixing drink, and for that reason I think it's better for all concerned that this goes in the tin mug. Fantastic. Thanks everyone. Tune in again. Cheers. Bye bye.